Good morning to all. As the conference is on science communication, I take this opportunity to put forward my view on science communicators as well as science communication. So can I have the presentation, please? So I'm trying to focus on importance of science communication in local language. Now, by local language, I do not mean only Marathi. Wherever, as India is a multilinguistic country, so the different areas speak different languages. So it is the role of the communicators so that their invention can reach to the masses. Now, in this, I would like to focus. Next slide, please. So, science communication generally, any communication is generally considered as a public communication. But if you look into these finer points, then you can see that communication between scientists from different fields. Now here I mean particularly that all may be having scientific background, but my subject is physics, other subjects will be biology. So whatever I use terminology in physics will not be suitable for the other faculty members of the science. That is why I am calling this as the communication between scientists of different fields. So I am considering their science background too. And here communication between scientists and non-scientists. So here on a large scale, we have to convey whatever is scientific achievement to the general public as large. Next, please. Now, there is a problem in communication. That can be skipped. We can go.
It make full screen. So screen sharing, full screen.
Full screen. Okay, this is like
Slideshow. There is option slideshow.
Yes.
full screen.
Don't worry. Continue.
So there is a problem in communication, as one can see that
आवाज मी इकडे करू शकतो.
So dissemination and communication. So dissemination means just to write the thing in scientific language and publish in papers. But that is been referred to by the people in that particular area. Suppose if I write a paper in physics, it will be cited by people who are interested in that particular area. So that is what I'm saying. Dissemination is just producing the research paper and publishing it. But communication means it has to reach the public. What is this?
हे परत हे करायला लागेल.
Let me continue. So communication is to inform and reach out to the society. The dissemination मध्ये हे होत नाही. So communication मध्ये we achieve this. And therefore communication is very important. And this is a conveying technical information in an appropriate manner is really a challenge. It strengthens the connection between science and the community because people, I know people look at the science people in a different way. So they are under the impression that science people know everything, but it is not the case. So let us focus on this. Problems of communication for science people or the scientists is this, that there is a difference between jargon and everyday language. When I say jargon, it means everything is written in scientific manner, scientific terminologies are used. So that is what the jargon is. And how exactly can jargon be avoided? Because scientific paper has to be written in scientific language that everyone understands. But if it is to reach the masses, then everybody will not be able to understand what a jargon is or what a scientific language is. And therefore, there are efforts which are required to communicate to the public in such a way that they can understand. And therefore, we have to have a substitute for that. So what can be the solution for this? The science needs to be communicated to the public, and therefore you look on this. The problem solution is this, that solution lies in giving analogies. So that analogy is acceptable for general public as such. Analogies provide necessary tools for caution correlation between what is being told and what is there exactly in the paper. Now, I will explain this with two examples, how analogies can provide necessary tool for reaching the public. One example is of mastics, which I would like to tell you. Another example is what is called as lock and key model. Now, first one is mastics. This I come across in this pandemic situation, wherein on the news we used to see that lot of COVID variants have come. And there is some word called mutation. So what is mutation and what is variant? That people on a large scale, they almost everybody other than a particular area could not understand what is a variant means on a larger scale and what is mutation. So to understand in a simple language, I tried this. I don't know whether I'm correct. You can tell me whether I was correct or not. But whatever message was to be conveyed to the public was conveyed. So I used the example of mastic. I took 4-5 mastics and form a star of the mastic. So the glue on the mastic can be considered as atoms and the stick, which can be considered as a bond between the two. So a format was formed, say like a star. So I now say that this is one kind of a virus. In Marathi, we call it as हा एक प्रकारचा virus. I am telling you because the jargon can be connected with local language. So I don't want to change the word variant. I don't want to change the word mutation, but I will use local language to connect the word mutation and the word variant. So how would I do that? So I used mastic example and I form a star. So that star is one kind of a virus. Now, if I take that star and make a boat of it, boat-like structure, using the same sticks. Then I call it as a new variant. बदललेला विषाणू variant. Then what is mutation? Then the process of converting star into that board, हा जो काही बदल होतो या बदल होण्याच्या प्रक्रियेला process in scientific language is called as mutation. So on a large scale, many of the public understood. I don't know whether it is correct or not, but some kind of these models can be used in communicating science at large. Now, another example which I would like to tell you is lock and key. This was explained to me by my son. He is studying pharmaceutical chemicals and technology in UDCT. So, and normally he has a practice of whatever he learns, comes home and tells, because he is under the impression that his father understands whatever he learns and communicates to me. But I am very frank and tells that whatever you have told, I have not understood. Can you tell me in some different way? So while discussing this, he had an idea of how drug is administered in a body to have the desired effect. So next slide. That is what is called as lock and key RNA. Lock and key. माझ्याकडे दिलंय. So lock and key structure. आता कुलूप आणि कुलपाची चावी हे सगळ्यांना माहिती आहे. Everybody knows what is lock and key. So lock, and when the key is inserted, what the process takes place, that everybody knows that a key is opened. So exactly, he gave me the analogy of disorder in our body, and to cure that disorder, how when a drug is administered, how it works. So according to him, I am not sure whether whatever he told I'm exactly presenting on the screen or not, but you can get little idea that the defective protein or receptor, which is a disorder, can be considered as a biological target. It is there in our body. Okay, so protein or receptor which causes disorder in our body, that particular can be considered as a biological target or a lock. Can be considered as a biological target or a lock. And then biological target for a drug molecule is considered, this target is a lock, and now the key is needed to open this lock, and therefore you have to administer, as we put key in the lock, exactly in the same manner we have to administer a drug. So what is a drug? It is a kind of a molecule which is done after a moment of research, and what it does, when it is administered, it acts like a key and opens the lock. Means what? It opens the lock means it gives desirable effect on the affected part of the body. So this is how lock and key model was explained to me by my son, and I found it very interesting, and that is why I use it over here. And another example, as I told, was a mastic example. So like this, I consider that science can be propagated further if we take it in a proper manner. So another thing which I would like to put forward over here is that when we translate it, when we try to translate a scientific phenomenon in local language, or when we try to teach students of new generation, there should not be any change in what is being told so long, and all of a sudden, I'll give you one example, all of a sudden you change it and you tell students to call this as so and so. Just I will give you one example. In primary education, the mathematics language was changed. Let me know the example, and one of this, it was a controversial confrontation between Mrs. Marathe and other. That we have studied in our past that 1.2 in Marathi it is called as 1.2 दशांश. 1.2 दशांश. But in English, we call it as 1.2. So what they thought that if it is in English, can be called as 1.2. Why not in Marathi? Ek timba do.
Presentation.
Ek timba do. This was what thought over. And it was not accepted by parents because parents learned it in 1.2 म्हणजे 1.2 दशम. पण त्यांना मराठीत शिकवताना 1.2 एक टिंब दोन अशा प्रकारचे जे बदल केले जातात. So that has to be. I'll give you one more example. See, you all have seen what is an effervescence is. तुम्ही टेस्ट ट्यूब मध्ये काही क्लास केल्यानंतर एकदम पुढे येतात. So I wish that all the local words which are very purely used in Marathi can be used in teaching Marathi, science in Marathi. For example, I tell you, this effervescences, the term which was coined is so difficult, that is prabudbudan. Prabudbudan. So it is very difficult to utter prabudbudan, meaning thereby effervescence. पण आपण असं म्हटलं की प्र हा शब्द नॉर्मली मोठ्या प्रमाणावर काय असेल तर वापरला जातो. तर खूप मोठ्या प्रमाणात बुडबुडे येऊन ते त्याची अभिक्रिया होती किंवा रिॲक्शन होते असं म्हणणं जास्ती सोपं आहे की प्रबुद्बुदाने असं काहीतरी होतं. हे टीचर सुद्धा प्रबुद्बुद म्हणताना सुद्धा चुकू शकतो आणि व्हेन इट इज asked by the student to repeat, it will also confirm it. Another example I put, current scientific the translator hai, they try to use what is called as tatsamalam. तत्सम आणि तद्भव असे दोन शब्द आपण ऐकलेले आहेत. तर संस्कृतोद्भव जे शब्द आहेत ते वापरण्याचा प्रयत्न करतात. सो दॅट इफ इट इज इन कर्नाटक और इट इज इन तमिळनाडू, इन देअर लँग्वेज ऑल्सो सेम वर्ड विल बी देयर. परंतु फॉर एक्झाम्पल, I tell you another example where this transition has come. फुलाची कळी, फुलाची कळी. आता कळी हा शब्द सर्व सामान्यांना मान्य आहे, कळीच आपण वापरत आहोत. पण त्याला आता मराठी भाषेमध्ये लिहिताना मुकुल असा जर शब्द वापरला, nobody will understand. कॉमन लँग्वेज आहे ना, आपण मुकुल, कवी लोक आपल्या काव्यामध्ये मुकुल हा शब्द वापरत होतो, चुकीचा आहे असं मला म्हणायचं. बट व्हॉट एव्हरीबडी विल अंडरस्टँड इज कळी. किंवा अंकुर आलेला आहे, त्या झाडाला अंकुर आला, तर अंकुर हा शब्द सर्वसामान्य किंवा कोंब आला हे आपल्याला सगळ्यांना माहिती. बट द न्यू वर्ड इज बीन कॉइन्ड विच इज कॉल्ड एज प्रांकुर. आता प्रांकुर हा शब्दाचा हे मे बी सायंटिफिकली करेक्ट, कारण त्यांनी कुठून घेतलाय, त्याची उत्पत्ती काय आहे हे सगळं जरी असलं तरी आज ही उत्पत्ती समाजासमोर येणं ही किती त्रासदायक होऊ शकतं. दॅट इज व्हॉट आय वॉन्ट टू टेल यू, दॅट दिस इज द ड्युटी ऑफ इवन द ट्रान्सलेटर्स इन देअर लोकल लँग्वेज, whosoever it may be. Yesterday I was talking to Malhotra sir, and I was really fascinated because of how Chinese people, Japanese people, German, France, okay, they are very fond of their languages, and therefore if you go to Russia to learn, you have to have 6 months Russian training, language training. किंवा जपानमध्ये गेल्यानंतर तुम्हाला जपानी भाषा येणं गरजेचं आहे. So my question is to all of you that how they translate effectively in their language. Or the another thing can be the terminologies can be same, but the connecting grammar can be of local language. So with this words, I think I am not taking much time. There is another. This is also 3 minutes. This is now
online.
Students come across
online.
In those students who are doing PhD and giving Viva.
After that offline.
So nowadays Viva is open Viva. So anybody can
student like even
see one's Viva. And therefore this 3 minutes competition is now done in USA, that you have to explain your whole project or whole research in 3 minutes to such an audience which is mixed. So not pertaining to your own area, and therefore such kind of a competitions can be considered for those who are publishing a research paper or producing their PhD thesis. So at the time of Viva, they can be asked, can be in 3 minutes what your research is all about. So like this, remedies can be taken and skills can be developed. And now these skills can be developed in the languages as well. So that's it. Thank you.